everybody, welcome to a plan with me in my InkWELL Press, and this is for my walking planner. And I am using a Hurricane Randy sticker sheet. This is a shop that is no longer in business as far as I know, which is sad because it is one of the very first shops that I purchased kits from. And I chose this because there is pink in the InkWELL Press, but there's also blues and yellows, so it's not entirely pink. It's also 90s theme, which I thought was kind of cool, but it's not crazy 90s. It's kind of could go multiple decades. So I'm just setting down the full boxes first, and I'm trying to line them up the best that I can along the right-hand side. Now, when I do that, there are gaps in between the full boxes since these are made for an Erin Condren, and this kit is just a mini kit. It did not include any glitter headers. So what I have done is I took my slicing tool, my paper slicer, and I first cut off part of the paper so that it won't be affected. And then I actually did my best to turn this last full box, because I had 8, into glitter headers. Now, not every single one is straight, but I did my best to kind of try to break it into so many pieces so that I could use these as glitter headers. And since all the stickers are off the page, it's not as big of a deal that the rest of the paper is getting cut, since the paper will get thrown out at the end of it. So as you can see, I'm kind of putting the pieces the best that I can. My goal is to kind of try to fit the pieces in between the spots, kind of creating sort of a white space kit, but not quite. So I'm trying out different places there, and sometimes I don't lay the stickers down right the first time, so I have to do it again. But that's how it goes. So now that I've pretty much laid all of these headers down, I'm now going to work on the date covers, which are also included in the mini kit. And when I lay the date covers down, because this is a dated planner and because these dates are still accurate, I like to try to lay the date covers down so that it doesn't cover the dates, so that I can still see the May 4th, May 5th, May 6th, whatever. And sometimes they don't go down perfectly, but I do my best. And if I was redating a InkWELL Press or any other planner, I would make the dates cover the date cover. So I like having that flexibility, which is really nice. So after I lay down the date covers, then I laid down my half boxes. So in this mini kit, there were not any half boxes. So I pulled some half boxes from Sticker Geek that I bought. I actually bought a sampler of just half boxes since I use them so much. And I had these pink ones that I had been holding on to for a while. And so they actually worked out really well with the colors in this kit. And then at the very bottom, I am using that last half box. This was actually in the kit. I'm going to use this for my average, since I do like writing my average steps at the end of the week. So I also had this extra deco sheet of icons and contemplated if I could use any, but nothing really works. So I just put it to the side, and I'll do something with those at a later date. So now comes time to write in my steps. And Monday I was off to a great start with 15,000 steps. But as you can see, Tuesday was only 12,000. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday were just 10,000. So I did kind of walk a little bit more on Saturday and Sunday. But overall, it was not a lot of steps. But at least I still kept my 10,000. Some days just barely. My average for the week was 11,000, so that was 11,721, I should say specifically. And so now what I'm doing is I'm filling in all of the walk breaks that I took. And for the most part, I took a morning walk and I took an evening walk. And I actually used the exercise feature of the Fitbit for a few of these because I was actually participating in some rock and roll marathon challenges, which are normally for runners, but walkers can do them too. So I was doing some of those. The problem is when I track my exercise on my Fitbit, sometimes I forget to turn it off because I just get in and I just get distracted with something else. So some of my time limits are not correct, so I kind of just had to make my best guess with some of these. And I have the active minutes on the left-hand side to kind of guide me for how long I walked. And later on in the week, I just kind of stopped tracking my walks. One of the annoying things was that to make it count, it has to be tracked as a run, even though it's technically a walk. But because it's technically for runners, they won't give you the mileage credit if you just do a walk, which is kind of a bummer. And on Saturday, I actually did not do a morning walk at all. I actually did 2 evening walks, one of them by myself, and then the other one I went to pick up my husband and said, hey, let's go walking a little bit more, because I believe Saturday was a really, really hot day. So overall, I mean, as far as my highlights, I had one 15,000 step day, which was good. It was really, really hot, so I either had to do the morning or the evening. And I did have a few just 10,000 step days, but look, honestly, those 10,000 step days, I'm still getting out. I'm still moving. So, I still think I should give myself credit. And then on Monday, that was my best day, so I put a little flag there. And all the other days, nothing really notable. So sometimes you just get 10,000 steps, and that's okay. But overall, that is my walking layout, and that was how I decorated it to celebrate. So thank you very much for joining me.